Excuse me, I had a little dog business there. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to Qigong. My apologies for missing last week. I guess if for some of you know, so my test for cancer was negative, so looks like I'm okay, at least for a while. So thank you for asking, those of you who did. Today we're going to be working with what the Taoists called heaven and earth. So in Qigong, in the energetic practices, and of course in reality, we have earth or form, and then we have what they called heaven or formlessness. And formlessness includes energy, and it includes mental activity. It includes, in the Taoist tradition, it includes many worlds or universes beyond the physical one. And it also includes space, the sun, the moon, the sky, the stars. So there's the three worlds: the earth, the heavens, and the human. And the human is the connection of consciousness and form. Okay, and so this is the yan is consciousness, and the yin is form. So this is what we're working with here, with modulating and being aware of the energy. That we have the energy of consciousness, formlessness, and we have the energy of form, and they're uniquely combined in a very dynamic way in the human body. So when we're talking about heaven and earth, to translate it into sort of more modern understanding, we're dealing with mind and body. Okay, and we know that mind and body are not separate, and so the practice is to realize at deeper and deeper levels the reality that mind and body are actually one. Okay, and according to the Buddhist teachings, human beings are in the most advantageous form for awakening. So much more so than, say, deities, which are disembodied, okay? And more so than objects with little consciousness, like rocks and so on. So by being born into a human form, this is called a very advantageous birth. Because even though in some other spiritual traditions, we may look to abstract deities as being more evolved or more powerful or wiser. In fact, the Buddhist teaching is that in this human form, we are most able to awaken. And that includes the presence of suffering. That's part of the awakening process. So in Qigong, when we're, they would say, separating heaven and earth, which are already combined, so that we can get a better realization of the formless, of consciousness, and of the world of form, and then recombine them. Okay? So it's a modest thing to do, I guess, work with heaven and earth. But we're actually working with heaven and earth all the time when we're doing Qigong. That's really what it is. So heaven and earth are the fundamental duality that is formlessness and form, the fundamental duality. And all other dualities arise from that. So right here, so we have stillness and movement. Stillness would be form, movement would be energy. Left and right, up and down, in and out. All of this arises from the basic duality of consciousness and form. So these really are practices of just getting into harmony with nature, because the Heart Sutra tells us that form is constantly becoming boundlessness, and boundlessness is constantly becoming form. So when we become aware of all this and realize it, we're just in harmony with what is. We're not coming up with anything different. All right, so let's bow to the directions. And the Native American tradition will start with the east first. The east is the first direction of birth at sunrise. So for me, I'm facing east. So you can turn and face east if you know where that is. So bow to the east. Turning clockwise, south. To the west. And to the north. Okay, so consciousness, formlessness, infinity, earth, form, the past, the ancestors. And then the human body, which vertically connects heaven and earth. Now, I call your attention to the tingling quality of sensation. So we can feel pressure on our feet. We can feel our clothes touching our skin. We can feel the uprightness of our body. You can feel the presence of the air and so on. Those are sensations. What the sensations are made of, so to speak, is this tingling quality of energy, the aliveness. Form has this energy, and consciousness also has the same energy. So at the level of life force energy, there's no distinction between form and formlessness, or body and mind. And this is our chi. Okay, coming back to standing. So chi is flowing through the human system all the time. And we can enhance the flow of chi with our mind. So we assume this body posture, and we're connecting down into the energy of form. Okay. So let's drop our attention down to our feet, and feel the pressure down to our hands, feel the tingling, and drop the attention right down into the earth or whatever you're standing on. So this is extended sensory perception. So we're extending this sense of form down into the earth. So we're kind of imagining roots going down into the earth, but more than that, we're feeling it. So we're extending the mind, our intention, down the body, and the same way we're feeling our feet and our legs, we're feeling down into the roots into the earth itself. We're extending our sense of sensation. And so these roots can be our ancestors, it can be evolution, can be all the elements of the body in the earth. It can mean different things, but fundamentally it's a sensation of stability and weight, and also a mental intention to be one with form, with the earth. Okay, and we'll return to this from time to time, but when you're standing, doing this standing meditation posture, first we feel the body. That is, we're aware of this physical sensation, so the presence of the body. And then we combine our consciousness with those sensations, and we drop further down into form, into the earth itself. So by adding in the mind, we extend the sense of the body down. And if you like, you can contemplate your ancestors, those who gave birth to you and those who gave birth to them, and so on back. These are the roots that are in every cell of this body. And we know evolution, that those beings evolved from other beings. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's dip the knees. So let's come up in tree and spring. So we're pointing down. So the roots are there, the ancestors, all of that's there. Now we're bringing the attention up where the fingers are pointing. We're bringing the attention up through the central part of the body. Up, up, up. Okay, and then continue. Okay, and then we'll make the sky cone. And so now we sense into the feeling of the body. You can feel the muscles, the tendons, you can feel. And let's extend our attention out the top of the head and out the fingertips, and feel up into the space above the body. So we can imagine, if you like, the presence of the sun, the moon, the stars, or light or energy coming out of the body, projecting up. And actually, we can ride that up and sort of look down And there's this standing body there. Again, this is a sensate thing. We're not just imagining it, we're feeling upward. Okay, very good. And now let's open that out. So we're extending that awareness all directions. Good. Okay, so formlessness becomes form, earth, in breath. Breathe normally, bring the attention up. Form becomes boundlessness. Boundlessness becomes form. One more time. Form becomes more and more subtle. Okay, and extend the awareness way up, out, and formlessness becomes form. Okay, maybe adjust your posture a little bit. Relax. You maybe notice a tingling sensation. This is different from feeling the air or feeling the pressure on the feet. This is sensing an aliveness that's in the body, or that is the body. Okay, so you can feel that. And now let's mentally extend that feeling, that aliveness to around the body. Okay, so the space around the body is also alive. And now with the breathing, as we breathe in, if you feel that aliveness around the body, you breathe that in, or if you see it as light, breathe it in through the pores of the skin. And sort of, it becomes sort of like more concentrated in the torso. And then breathe it out in all directions. And then repeat. So with the in-breath, boundlessness becomes form. Bring the attention into the body. With the out-breath, form becomes boundless. You can also extend this upward and down. So if we breathe in from the top of the head, boundlessness becomes form. And breathing back out, form becomes boundlessness. We breathe in from below, form becomes boundlessness, and boundlessness becomes form. So in-breath is birth, out-breath is death. After the out-breath is the space between death and birth. After the in-breath is this lifetime. So with every moment, boundlessness and form are in this endless dance. Okay, and then so we just Qigong, we're going to do the dance. So let's repeat tree and spring. Beginning of evolution, all the ancestors manifested into this being. Being is connected to an evolving consciousness, extends out infinitely. Rest, a birth, present moment, death, present moment, repeat. Okay, very good. Let's do one more. So even in stillness, the breath continues. The whole cycle continues. Now we can repeat this without moving. So just by using the eyes and looking down inside the body, down to the perineum, lowest point in the torso. In breath, we move the attention up the inside of the spine to the top of the head. Rest for a minute. Out breath, we move down the inside front of the body, forehead, mouth, neck, chest, belly, and down. When we get to the bottom, we extend the senses down into the roots. We get to the top, we extend the senses up into the universe. Okay, and so let's move with this. So starting with your dominant hand, point to the bottom, and then point and directing the attention up the inside of the spine, out the top of the head, down the front. You can also do this with 2 breaths, more slowly. So in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath. So at your own pace. So we're moving this energy, this form and formlessness, we're moving this inside the body. All right, and now let's go to the other hand. Okay, and now let's use both hands. So when one is at the top, the other one's at the bottom. And we're moving as if we're in water. Water is movement, it's flowing. Form is stable. All right, and let's just reduce the hand movements a little. Okay, now they're just going between the abdomen and the heart, still making the circuit. Okay, and then reduce. We're going to end up at the heart area. Just maybe you'd like to notice sensations in the hands. Connection between the palms. Okay, so let's go into touching heaven, touching earth. So one hand up, the other down, and stretch, extend, and now bringing down heaven, bringing up earth, combining in the heart, very good. And separating left and right, combining, and repeat. Stretch, hold for a moment. So we're just moving in harmony with nature, with the moment to moment coming and going of all the opposites. Okay, now if you want to, you can hold any one of these three positions. And if you're holding with the arms out or up and down, extend your awareness, your consciousness down into the roots, feel it. It's part of the body. And up, infinitely up, and feel that. Not just imagining it, we're feeling it. It's all energy. Way down in the earth, those roots are their energy, they're part of nature. And way, way, way up, that spaciousness It's the same energy. It's just much more diffused. And then when we combine, there's this dynamic here in the body of interplay of form and consciousness. The whole body is conscious. Every cell is conscious. The body is in the mind. The mind is in the body. Feel the hands. And now, if we extend left and right, and then we extend, continue extending with the mind. We're extending way out. It's almost as if we're branching like a tree, extending and kind of connecting with all the dynamic that's going on in the world, not separate. And then relax the shoulders, relax the elbows. And breathe through the palms of the hands into the heart. And we're connecting. Okay. And then, so bringing all of that in. Not separate from everything that's going on all around us. So we'll just do this standing practice, just another minute or two, and feel free to either move or hold the postures. And maybe smile just a little bit. All right, let's reduce the movements. And then finish with the palms facing. Just maybe notice the tingling sensations. This is energy, chi, universal consciousness, aliveness. And then let's finish with one hand in front of the heart and the other in front of the belly. And let them move a little with the breath. Okay, and then just return. Okay, standing meditation posture. All right, very good. Now let's go ahead and bring up our stool or sit on your cushion. So when we go into sitting, we expect that the pace of the breath is going to slow down and the heart rate is going to slow down. All right, and we'll repeat this now using light. Light is a visual thing or an imagined thing, but it's very diffuse and actually formless. And so there's different colors of light, intensity of light. So if we look at just two, the distant star is the color of starlight, which is luminous white. So it's called luminous white light. And then that's up, way up, straight up. And then there's the warm yellow light. And this is the light of life on earth. This is the light of that you would see in a dark, rainy night if you come upon a house with a light in the window. It's that quality of light, or candlelight, or firelight. It's a warmth. It's an intimacy, and it signals comfort and refuge. This warm yellow light, and that light is down in the belly or the solar plexus area. And the feeling is, as if we just ate a really good meal. That's kind of the feeling of it. And moving the attention way up, this distant light, this white light, this light is cool and it's distant, and it's extremely spiritual. So it's the light of awakening. It might be the white light of death. It might be the light of oneness before the rainbow appears and scatters everything into the 10,000 things. It's the light of unity. So that's way up, but it's directly overhead. So it's actually part of this column of light that the body is in, that connects the center of the earth down through the roots that we put down, center of the earth, through the body and up into the universe. So it's the light of the stars or the moon. So one of the challenges of death is separation from all that is dear. So it would be letting go of this yellow light and moving up into this white light. But for this Qigong practice, we're going to combine both, so that the white light of expanded awareness or spiritual presence is here in the body, and the yellow light of love, intimacy, connection is here in the body together. And so there's no separation. So let's drop our attention down. You can imagine standing in the heaven and earth posture with one hand way up, one down, and extend the awareness down through the perineum, down into the earth and into the roots, way back in time, and then up, and then into the belly area. It can be the belly, the abdomen, the solar plexus, in that area. And as we breathe, let's bring our attention to that area. And with the in-breath, this yellow, warm yellow light begins to appear. It's the light of the warmth of the body. It's the love of people, animals, places, love of the earth, a fondness, a sense of being at home in this body and in this lifetime. And that yellow light grows, and we feel it in the body as heat. And we're not just imagining it, we're also feeling it. It's in the body. With the in-breath, it gets brighter. With the out-breath, it radiates through the body. Okay. So that's here. So, and now you can use your eyes if you like. We'll bring our attention up the body, up the middle, up the head, out the top of the head, up, extend way into the zenith, straight up. And this white light can be much bigger as we get close to it. And it's white and sparkling like sun on new snow. It's luminous. It's lit from within. And we're not just imagining it. It's directly above us. It's part of our extended sense of the body. The white light is timeless. It's full awareness. And it's a universal love. Your eyes can be looking up if you like, if that helps. And let's just adjust our posture a little bit so that white one up there is directly above and the yellow one is directly below. And the white is kind of lifting us up, sort of straightening the spine, lifting us up. And the yellow is its gravity, it's sort of pulling us down. So we're a little bit stretched, and that means we're very open. Okay, now we're going to combine. So with the next breath, we'll move the yellow light up just a little bit. We're going to combine up in the heart. And we move the white, it's got farther to go. We'll move the white down a little bit. And the yellow is going to light up the heart area. The white will light up the head area. And they both become about the same size. And at the end of an out breath, then they combine. And the combining is very dynamic. And combining is radiant. It fills the body with heat and light. And the transformation, the combination creates a gold light that's very luminous. And it's no longer yellow and white, it's just this gold light. And with the in-breath, it sort of intensifies, becomes more like a kind of a pearl. The out-breath, it radiates in all directions. And this gold light fills the space of the body and fills the space of the mind and radiates out around the body. Now, consciousness can extend and be around the body, so the body is in the middle. Consciousness is all around it. Or it can be in the middle and radiating out. Okay, the sensory quality of this is tingling and warmth. So it's centered in the heart and in the body, and it extends out in all directions, connecting to all other beings, places, times. So there's this vast web that is all conscious. So consciousness can be very extended in all directions, very diffuse. That's the out breath. And with the in breath, it can be quite concentrated in this body right now. Boundlessness becomes form. Form becomes boundlessness. And if there's a little smile, that's the smile of the Buddha. Okay, so we're going to be completely coming back. So if you like, you can move your body a little bit as you're coming fully back. However you feel like moving, and maybe it's a little stiff somewhere, a little sore. Just become comfortable. Okay, so that's what the ancients would say, that's combining heaven and earth. Okay, so let's go ahead now and do our little closing. And we'll clap our hands one time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Finish by tapping the kidneys. And then massaging the kidneys. All right, so if you'd like to stay on the Zoom for questions and comments, that's fine. If you'd like to exit or continue your practice, whatever you'd like to do and not disturb the waters with talking, that's fine too. So I will stop the recording and this will be available on YouTube. So, thank you for your practice.